Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So I'm starting my video off at home in the studio. Just going to get everything all packed up. So I'm off down to Lincolnshire to Tom's Hide again in Bourne. This time I'm going to be going to the pond hide, and this is a multi-species hide, and hopefully going to photograph some buzzards, kingfishers, otters, grey heron, water rail, whatever wildlife comes in. So looking forward to a good 24-hour stint that I'm going to be putting in down at the hide tomorrow, arriving around 3 p.m. till 3 p.m. the following day. So I've got a few things that I'm going to be taking with me. One will be my Atomos field recorder, just so that I can video and photograph at the same time. I just love working with the Atomos viewfinder. It really does help to video and see what's happening, and you can just sit back and watch the screen, and even if you just got a shutter release, you can just press the shutter and take the shots. Another important thing is, because I'm going down for 24 hours, I will be taking a battery pack. Now, not just any ordinary battery pack, not something you can charge your mobile phone with. You have to have something very specific. The one I have is the excuse me, is the Anker power bank. Anker power bank. So I think it's the 537. I'm not entirely sure. I will put the link in the description below. Now, what I mean by a specific power bank is that you need something with enough watts in it to power your camera. You can't just have if I've got one knocking around somewhere, a battery pack like this, a little power bank that you can charge your mobile phone with. That will do nothing at all on your camera. So with a power bank like that, with the Anker one, I can plug that into my camera and have that running for 24 hours, and I won't use up any of my battery. That will enable me to run the camera and the viewfinder, record video, take photos for 24 hours, and still probably have enough power in there for another 24 hours after that. So yeah, it's a really good thing to have, especially if you're doing hide photography and you're in the hide for the day. You don't need any other batteries apart from the one that you need in your camera to actually start the camera up. You then plug that in and you're away. Just don't even have to think about your batteries for the rest of the day, which is a really good thing. Lenses, I'm going to be taking 70-200 on the R6 and my 100-500 on the R5. Just because in the hide we have multiple aspects. We have a view that looks over the pond, and we have another aspect that looks over a fielded area where the raptors will probably be, and the kingfishers will be in the pond, as well as the heron, water rail, and anything else that may come in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get packed, and I will pick this up again down in the hide tomorrow when I arrive in Lincolnshire. Now, a few points. One being, I probably won't be able to do much to camera actually in the hide. For one, it's going to be pitch black, and during the day, on the morning after, I do actually have somebody else coming into the hide that they pay to come into the hide, so I don't want to be disturbing them, so I probably won't do very much to the camera, and I'll do a lot more voiceover in post when I come back in a couple of days to get this video processed. On another note, got plenty coming up in the next couple of months. I'm off to the Cairngorms for 7 days soon. I'm then going abroad to somewhere, it's around 60 miles away from the Russian border, so I've got a few days over there doing a little special project. I'm then off to Sicily for a few days, so looking forward to that. But for now, let's get packed, let's get down to Bourne, and I'll see you down at the hide. Okay, so I'm in the hide, I'm all set up. Time's probably about 4 o'clock, I think. Exactly 4 o'clock. So I'm working with my Canon R5 with a 100 to 500 lens. I've also got my Canon R6 and I've got the 70 to 200 on there, and got flash triggers on both of them. We do have some lights that illuminate the pond. We got 4 flashes around the pond. We got A, B, C and D. Those are all controlled by these flash units that you can put on top of your camera, and you can adjust the power or switch them off however you want to light up the subject. So I've been sat in the hide now for about an hour and a half, and we have this lovely grey heron. In fact, there's 2 of them that keep coming in and out of the pond, and when they do come in, they sort of chase each other, which is providing some good opportunities to photograph the heron as it comes in to land on the pond, and also as it takes off. But yeah, it's just so nice just to sit here and watch. So whilst photographing, I have been changing my flash settings, disabling the front flash and disabling the flashes at the rear, just illuminating it from the front or illuminating it from the side. You can play around with the flashes and the settings when you're in the hide and see what fits you best and where the heron is actually situated. But I'm going to put some pictures up now and show you what I've got so far. Well, it's about 10:30 now. Time for a coffee. Just stay awake. If you can have a coffee, have it in a proper mug. Yeah, so there are mugs and stuff here, but I thought I'd bring my own. Have 2 cups of coffee in one. So it's very quiet on the pond. Just got a heron stood there at the moment. It's been there most of the night. Pond is actually freezing over, so I don't think the otters are going to come in, which is a shame, but you know, that's just wildlife for you. I don't think we're going to get anything else tonight, but I will stay up and I will see it through to the morning and pick it up again tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to put my kettle on the log stove, wait for it to boil and see if anything else comes into the pond. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's all quiet. The grey heron's gone. Unfortunately the otters didn't come out, but that's not too surprising. It is extremely cold tonight and the pond is frozen and the light's gone off. There we go, back to a bit of light. So yeah, unfortunately not a lot happening, but that's just the way it goes some nights. Looking forward to a good day photographing the kingfishers and the buzzards and possibly the red kites if they come in as well. But yeah, I'm going to grab some breakfast, freshen up a little bit and wait for the sun to rise. Well, just when you're about to throw the towel in, and no more than 30 seconds after I just finished that last clip, I heard some crunching on the ice, looked out the window, and there was an otter coming in onto the pond. Was here for about 30-40 seconds, grabbed a fish and then just took off. Absolutely just great to see. Yeah, has made up for a few quiet hours, but you can guarantee that as soon as you pack your gear up or you say, okay, I'm gonna go now, the wildlife appears, and it did just that. Well, it's just starting to get light now. Tom's been in and greeted our guest that is going to be in the hide with me for the day today. He's also been out onto the pond and just broken up the ice. The heron's flown back in now that it can actually stand in the water. We've got a few mallard ducks that have also come in looking for something to eat now that the ice has broken up. So we've just had a kingfisher come in, and it's just over there on the perch to the left. So with any luck it might fly over to this perch in front of the hide and dive in. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, what a fantastic 20 minutes that was photographing the kingfishers. Anyway, I need to get over to the other aspect of the hide as the buzzards have now just come in. So it's been a busy 10 minutes. We've actually now got 4 buzzards in this small area. And these two here are sort of, I think one of them is much more dominant than the rest. And he seems to have first pickings of this pheasant. And the other two are just having to sit and wait. There is a bit of a carcass, I think, left from perhaps yesterday, and there is another buzzard that is feeding on that. So there's 2 currently feeding at the moment and 2 watching. It's been interesting to do a little bit of research into the buzzards and the history. Starting back when the gamekeepers used to believe that they were a threat to the game birds and lambs. And by around, I think it was the 19th century, they were only found in the north and the west of the UK. And in the 20th century, the use of certain pesticides really affected the numbers of the buzzards and their reproductive capacity. And it wasn't until around 1970 that the numbers then began to increase, and the population is estimated now to be around 70,000 breeding pairs in the UK. So a remarkable comeback by the buzzards. So this really is a cracking setup Tom has got here in the hide. Just being able to shoot at ground level is absolutely fantastic. The photos I'm taking here now, I'm using my Canon RF 100-500 on the Canon R5. My settings are about f5.6, ISO 3200, just because it is a bit of a dull day. And shooting at 125th of a second. And the images are absolutely perfect. Yeah, great setup, Tom. Well, I've been sat here for at least a couple of hours now. I'm going to make my way over to the other aspect and go and see what's happening in the pond for a few hours now. Well, my day has nearly come to an end here at Tom's Hide, at the pond hide. Now this is a multi-species hide, and it certainly has delivered in the last 24 hours, that is for sure. Came here yesterday 3 o'clock and it's now 2 o'clock the following day, so nearly 24 hours. Last night we had the kingfishers just making a last dash for the fish in the pond before it was too dark for them to see. And I think I might have got just 1 or 2 shots of the kingfishers being lit up with the lights that Tom had by the pond. Moving on through the evening, the grey heron came in. In fact, there were 2 grey herons, and they came in back and forth all night long. And it wasn't until 4 o'clock in the morning that I heard some crunching on the ice, and lo and behold, an otter came in and took a fish, and off it went. Absolutely wonderful. But yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, that was a long wait for the otter to come in. As the morning progressed and the light improved, the kingfishers came, the buzzards came and put on a fantastic display. There were 4 buzzards in total, one much bigger than all the others. As far as the pond goes, we've had water eels, obviously the kingfishers, grey herons, little egret. Yeah, plenty of activity down at the pond. Truly a multi-species hide that has plenty of photographic opportunities for you to spend the day, even 24 hours, and get some wonderful photos. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put up the best images that I've took here today and some details of the hide for you to book and get your place at Tom's Hide.